It's a tough world out there in the TV industry. For every mega hit, there's another show that fails to find an audience. Sometimes it's a reflection on a series' quality, but in the era of peak TV, that isn't always the case. Often, great TV flies under the radar due to the sheer amount of content viewers have to choose from every week. With that in mind, let's take a look at why these shows were canceled in 2018. Ash vs. Evil Dead. Starz canceled Ash vs. Evil Dead in April, allowing the story to wrap up with the third season finale. A follow-up to Sam Raimi's Evil Dead films, the series brought back Bruce Campbell as the titular Demon Slayer. Campbell seemed willing to go on playing Ash forever, calling it the role of a lifetime, but Starz pulled the plug in an effort to refine its slate of scripted originals. The series launched with 437,000 same-day viewers, but its ratings fell over its run, eventually dropping to just 175,000. Although those numbers probably jumped when DVR views were added in, that's still a disappointing figure for an established property with a big-name star. The Exorcist. Fox's supernatural drama The Exorcist, a sequel to the 1973 film of the same name, starred Alfonso Herrera and Ben Daniels as a pair of priests searching for evil. It was well received by critics, but it never pulled in huge audience numbers. The second season averaged just 1.9 million viewers and only a 0.6 rating in the key 18 to 49 demo. Although many fans were upset, showrunner Jeremy Slater said that they shouldn't blame the network for its decision. He tweeted, "I know it's easy to get angry at Fox, but the reality is that we were the lowest rated drama on any network, and they still brought us back for a second season because they loved the show. There are no bad guys in this scenario." The Last Man on Earth. Fox sitcom The Last Man on Earth had its last season on Earth in 2018. It starred Will Forte as the lone survivor of a lethal worldwide virus, or at least he seemed to be alone at first. He was eventually joined by other survivors, including characters played by Kristen Schaal, January Jones, Mel Rodriguez, Cleopatra Coleman, and Mary Steenburgen. The fourth and final season ended on a cliffhanger, leaving fans hugely disappointed. The series was the casualty of a Fox comedy blitz, as the network canceled all of its live-action sitcoms. The show did earn 5 Emmy nominations over its run, including 2 for Forte, but that wasn't enough to keep it on the air. It's enough to make you sick.
Oh my God.
Lucifer. The devil was officially out at Fox in 2018 when the network canceled Lucifer after 3 seasons. The show starred Tom Ellis as the fallen angel who had retired from hell and moved to Los Angeles, working double duty as a nightclub owner and a consultant for the LAPD. Although Lucifer averaged just 4.1 million viewers and a 1.1 rating in the 18 to 49 demo in its last season, it was still beloved by fans, who immediately started campaigning to find a new home for the drama. Their enthusiasm paid off as Netflix picked up Lucifer for a 4th season. Sometimes it pays to make a deal with the devil. The Mick. Caitlin Olsen has enjoyed a long run on It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia.
So you guys, what's the deal with those hands-free headsets that everybody's wearing in their ears, right?
But her luck wasn't quite as good for her Fox sitcom The Mick, which was canceled after just 2 seasons. Olsen played Mickey, an irresponsible wild child who gets stuck with taking care of her sister's rich, spoiled children. Although The Mick received a mostly positive critical reception, it failed to build on its mild buzz, averaging just 3.1 million viewers over its 2 seasons. That might have been good enough for renewal in a normal year, but with Fox's acquisition of NFL Thursday Night Football, the network had much less space on its schedule. The Mick was just one of several casualties.
Nikki, it was one thing when you were squatting in her mansion, but now you're costing us money.
All right.
Mozart in the Jungle. Amazon left the music behind in 2018, canceling its drama Mozart in the Jungle after 4 seasons. Based on oboist Blair Tyndall's 2005 memoir, the show starred Gael Garcia Bernal as the new conductor of the New York Symphony. The show was critically acclaimed, winning Golden Globes for Best Series and Best Actor for Bernal in 2016. Its cancellation comes as Amazon tries to shift its programming toward bigger dramas with more international appeal, in the vein of HBO's massively successful Game of Thrones. Mozart was just the first casualty of this new directive. Once Upon a Time. ABC's fairy tale drama Once Upon a Time has lost a lot of viewers over the years, but it managed to stay popular enough with a loyal group of fans to earn an unexpected 7th season renewal in 2017. That renewal also came with a massive creative overhaul, with much of the principal cast replaced by newcomers. Despite the reboot, Once Upon a Time still struggled in the ratings, and season 7 became its last. ABC Entertainment president Channing Dungey called it a bittersweet goodbye, with the show averaging 2.5 million viewers, down 20% from the year before. The writing was clearly on the wall. The Path. It seemed like Hulu landed something big with The Path, starring a fresh-off Breaking Bad Aaron Paul and Golden Globe nominee Michelle Monaghan as husband and wife members of a cult-like religion. Despite the series' impressive pedigree, it only lasted 3 seasons. Hulu doesn't release ratings, so it's unclear what kind of viewership the show was pulling in, but it never received the critical acclaim to match its premise and cast. While it garnered decent reviews, the fact that it never received any major awards nominations was probably the nail in the coffin. The lead's expensive paychecks probably didn't help either. Roseanne. ABC's Roseanne reboot was met with controversy right out of the gate, thanks to star Roseanne Barr's politics, which eventually led to the sitcom getting pulled off the air. ABC reversed its initial renewal decision after Barr tweeted racist and Islamophobic statements about former White House advisor Valerie Jarrett. Announcing the show's cancellation, ABC Entertainment president Channing Dungey said, "Roseanne's Twitter statement is abhorrent, repugnant, and inconsistent with our values, and we have decided to cancel her show."
I was being nice! She's a crazy, stupid hillbilly!
It was a stunning decision considering that Roseanne was the highest-rated scripted show on broadcast television that season, averaging 19.3 million viewers. Ultimately, those numbers were too good for ABC to let go of completely. A Roseanne-free spin-off, dubbed The Conners, was announced in late June. Shades of Blue. Jennifer Lopez's star power wasn't enough to keep her cop drama Shades of Blue on the air. Starring Lopez as a single mother and NYPD detective recruited to work on the FBI's anti-corruption task force, the show was canceled after 3 seasons. The final season is currently airing over the summer. Lopez, who also serves as an executive producer, has said that there will be a poetic 3-season arc to the way her character's story ends. Although averaging 7 million viewers in season 2, it seems that keeping a star as pricey as Lopez wasn't worth it for NBC. Taken. Being based on a well-known film series isn't enough to ensure a TV show's success. Such was the case for the NBC drama Taken, a prequel to the Liam Neeson flicks of the same name. The show, which starred Clive Stanton as a younger version of Neeson's Brian Mills, was canceled after airing 2 seasons. It followed Mills during his days as a former Green Beret and member of an elite team of covert operatives tasked with conducting dangerous rescue missions around the world. After a lackluster critical reception in season 1, Taken experienced a major cast overhaul and brought on a new showrunner for year 2. But that wasn't enough. The show was NBC's lowest-rated drama in the 18 to 49 demo. Mills may have a very special set of skills, but bringing in viewers apparently isn't one of them. Timeless. Timeless came back from cancellation once, but it couldn't pull off that same trick twice. The show starred Abigail Spencer, Malcolm Barrett, and Matt Lanter as a history professor, scientist, and soldier tasked with traveling through time to prevent the alteration of history. It struggled in the ratings from the get-go, and thanks to an expensive budget due to constant changes in costumes and settings, NBC decided to pull the plug after its first season. However, the network wound up reversing that decision just a few days later, after fan outcry from viewers who dubbed themselves clock blockers. Although those fans were just as active on social media, calling for a renewal after season 2's cliffhanger ending, NBC ultimately canceled the show again thanks to continued lackluster ratings. And this time, it looks like it's permanent.